welcome to How to TV video. And today is a bit of a different episode. This is a list of, in my opinion, the 10 most underrated zoo animals. Animals that just get ignored. Like, most people will just go straight for the big hitters like elephants, giraffes, lions, tigers, bears. Some people even skip so they can go to meerkats, like I have here. So this isn't one of them. However, first animal, number 10 spot in this list is small cats. Now, what I mean by small cats is cats like Scottish wild cats, sand cats, Palmer's cats. They a lot of the time get ignored because people want to see big cats like lions and tigers and leopards. I mean, technically, I can't even put cheetahs in this small cats list because they're not that big of a cat, and they do get ignored. Most zoos I go to is have cheetahs. Cheetah enclosure, nobody around it. However, when I go to the lion enclosure or the leopard enclosure, there's a lot of people around it. However, number 9 spot in this list are herps, so reptiles, amphibians, and inverts. Not many people going to the reptile house to even see them. Even if they're not in a reptile house, they just get ignored. However, I personally love them. As you might know, I have a bunch of them. I have dairy cow isopods, Thai blue angel isopods, a corn snake, and a tarantula. And recently, I collected some wild isopods from outside. They're currently in quarantine. So yeah, they're just getting ignored for no reason. They're actually some of the coolest animals. Especially inverts. There's centipedes, millipedes, tarantulas. Stuff that for some reason get ignored for no reason whatsoever. Number 8 spot on this list are fully aquatic species. So this includes fish, corals, octopus, most crabs, a lot of shrimp, all shrimp actually. They all get ignored. Even starfish get ignored. Even there's so many famous. There's quite a few famous. There's one famous starfish that I can name. That's Patrick Star. So yeah, I mean, a zoo. It's somewhere in the UK that I have been to quite a bit. Called Chester Zoo. It's the number 1 zoo in the UK. They used to have an aquarium, but they shut it down because nobody went in it. Not nobody, but not many people went in it, especially after COVID. I think it closed during COVID. For some reason, it wasn't very popular. You know, they had mud skippers, which I never got to see because I never went in it. That's why it's on the list. Next one, number 7 spot are squirrels. Now, this might sound dumb, and it kind of does. However, a lot of zoos have squirrels. Not like wild squirrels, but in enclosures. Once again, Chester Zoo has squirrels. I never knew they was there. They're apparently near the Indian rhinos and the Indian elephants, or Asian elephants. But yeah. And then also red squirrels. When I went to Wales, there was a zoo called the Welsh Mountain Zoo with red squirrels. Not many people was there near the squirrel enclosure. And then this squirrel over here is a Prevost squirrel. They're actually not that common to see in zoos in the UK. I mean, there's a petting zoo near me that has one. It gets ignored because on one side there's civets and on the other side there's absolutely nothing. Why does it get ignored so much then? I don't know, but I love it. Anyways, number 6 spot is peafowl. Now, there's quite a few. I'm gonna keep going back to Chester Zoo because most of the animals on this list is actually at Chester Zoo, and they do get ignored quite a bit. However, there's peafowl at Chester Zoo. They are free roaming, but nobody looks at them. Nobody ever thinks that they shouldn't be there. They just treat them like a seagull or a pigeon, which is crazy to see. They are beautiful birds, but they just get overlooked so much because most of the time they are free roaming, so people think they're native a native species. However, number 5th spot, so halfway through the list, are magpies. Once again, quite a few zoos have magpies. Chester Zoo, again, I need to stop going back to that, has the Jarvan green magpie. I never knew they was there. Apparently they're in the Komodo dragon house, so you can see them. I just don't know, I never knew. However, quite a few zoos do actually have magpies. Nice. Which is actually crazy that not many people pay attention to them. However, number 4th spot are rodents, excluding capybaras. Because capybaras, people love capybaras. They don't get ignored. Other rodents do, like naked mole rats, normal mole rats, guinea pigs get ignored for some reason. What else? Beavers. I don't know why they're getting ignored. You know, like prairie dogs, they get ignored. Even though I'd say that they probably became famous during COVID because of the urban rescue ranch and with big owls. So yeah, I'm surprised that they're not as popular. You mean like sugar gliders? They're not popular. They're not actually. They're quite ignored during in zoos. However, they are quite famous actually. I've seen quite a few people on YouTube Shorts having them. However, number 3rd spot is the 3rd most ignored animal in zoos is antelopes, gazelles, and deers. And I put them together because they're basically one and the same. I know they're not, but they basically are. So this image, so the black book image, the fallow deer image, and the eland image all came from the Rosalie Safari Park website, and then these two I found somewhere. I don't remember the website. However, yeah, but I feel like they just get ignored. Maybe because they're hoof stock, saying that how giraffes and zebras, they're hoof stock. Rhinos are hoof stock technically, and they don't get ignored. So I'm not sure if it's really fair for them to be this low on the list, because I really like them actually. If I ever go to a zoo, and if they don't have like an antelope or a gazelle or a deer, it's not. I don't see it as a good zoo, because every zoo needs these sorts of like smaller animals that a lot of people will probably like to see. Like to have a break from bigger animals like elephants, lions, tigers, polar bears, which sounds wrong in the UK to say because only like 2 or 3 zoos have them, well places have them, including Yorkshire Wildlife Park, which I feel like I don't know if I got an image from them. No, I haven't got an image from them. Anyways, next, so 2nd to most ignored animals in zoos are domestic animals. Anything domestic, people don't really pay attention to because they think, oh, it's just another animals that I can just buy without having a license. I mean, there's some of them that, yeah, actually in the UK you don't need a license for domestic animals. I wouldn't recommend getting them though, especially domestic backroom camels, zebu, whatever, I forgot, Gaia, I think that is, or Gar, I don't know, and then domestic yak. I wouldn't recommend getting those because you don't need a license for them, but I wouldn't recommend getting them. They make terrible pets. But I mean, still, like, domestic they all make terrible pets. Oh, that's a guile. Okay. Anyways, they all make most domestic animals make terrible pets. Really, the only domestic animals that make good pets are dogs, cats, ferrets, and ferrets. And maybe, just maybe, like chickens and like little birds like that. However, the most underrated animal, in my opinion, in zoos are native species. Now this does include basically nearly every animal. However, if you go to a zoo and there's a native species, not many people will actually go there because they think, oh, it's something I can just find in the wild. Most of the time, you can't find them in the wild. Because of probably lack of a decrease in population, like smaller ranges, stuff like that. I mean, animals on this list that will fall into this category for the UK: Scottish wildcats. With herps, there's a bunch of lizards, there's amphibians, inverts, and snakes in the UK that are native. There are only 6 native reptiles, but there's a lot more reptiles you can actually find. Now, they're not actually invasive, luckily. There's a lot of fish that you wouldn't expect to be in the UK, but they're in the UK, and they're native, like cuttlefish and octopus. I actually found an octopus in Wales once. It escaped. Anyways, squirrels, red squirrels, they're native. Tell me in the comments. Tell me the last time you saw a red squirrel in the wild. I doubt there's gonna be nobody who say is not really seeing one, because you can't see them in the wild. The only place you can really see them is Anglesey and Scotland, and parts of northern Wales. That's it, because grey squirrels have taken over. And yes, the grey squirrels have came from America. Peafowls are not native. Magpies, we have native magpies in the UK. Rodents, once again, a lot of native rodents. Deer, like European fallow deer, I've actually seen in the wild. Just randomly in a seaside town. That was actually amazing. And once again, a lot of domestic animals came from the UK. So yeah, that will be the end of the video. I hope you have learned something from this video, and I hope you start appreciating all the animals in zoos. Remember to like and subscribe. Go to hazardtv.co.uk